Have you ever felt strange sensations in your body that you can't explain? Maybe you've been experiencing sudden chills, tingling feelings, or unexplained aches. You might think these are just random health issues, but what if they're actually signs of something much more profound? What if your body is trying to tell you that you're going through a spiritual awakening? Now, I know what you're thinking. Spiritual awakening sounds like something out of a fantasy book or a far-out meditation retreat. But here's the thing. It's a real process that many people go through, often without even realizing it. And your body, believe it or not, is one of the first places where the signs show up. Here's why this matters so much. If you ignore these body changes or brush them off as nothing important, you might be missing out on one of the most incredible journeys of your life. A spiritual awakening isn't just about feeling good or having some interesting experiences. It's about transforming who you are at your core. It's about seeing the world in a whole new way and finding a deeper meaning in your life. Think about it like this. Imagine you've been living your whole life in a small room with just one tiny window. You think that's all there is to the world. But then, suddenly, the walls start to crack. At first, you might be scared. You might try to patch up those cracks and pretend everything's normal. But if you pay attention and embrace what's happening, those walls could come tumbling down, revealing a vast, beautiful world you never knew existed. That's what a spiritual awakening can do for you. But it all starts with noticing and accepting those first small signs, the changes in your body. Before we dive into the specific body changes, let's talk about what a spiritual awakening actually is. Don't worry, we're not going to get all mystical or use big, confusing words. A spiritual awakening is simply a process where you start to see beyond the everyday world and your normal way of thinking. It's like waking up from a dream. You know how when you're dreaming, everything in the dream seems real and makes sense? But then when you wake up, you realize it was all just in your mind. A spiritual awakening is similar. You start to realize that many of the things you believed about yourself, about other people, and about how the world works aren't necessarily true. During a spiritual awakening, you might start to question things you've always taken for granted, feel more connected to other people and nature, have a sense that there's more to life than just working, eating, and sleeping. Feel drawn to explore big questions about the meaning of life. Notice synchronicities or meaningful coincidences in your life. Now, this might sound a bit overwhelming, and it can be. That's why it's so important to recognize when it's happening. If you know what's going on, you can embrace the process instead of fighting against it. You can seek out support and information to help you through it. And that's where your body comes in. Your body is like an early warning system for spiritual awakening. It often starts to show signs before your mind fully understands what's happening. By paying attention to these physical changes, you can get a head start on your awakening journey. You might be wondering, why would a spiritual experience show up in my body? Isn't spirituality all about the mind or the soul? That's a great question, and it touches on something really important. In our modern world, we often think of our bodies, minds, and spirits as separate things. We go to a doctor for body problems, a therapist for mind problems, and maybe a religious leader for spirit problems. But the truth is, all these parts of us are deeply connected. Think about how your body reacts when you're stressed. Your muscles tense up, your heart beats faster, you might get a headache or an upset stomach. Those are physical reactions to something happening in your mind. Or think about how you feel physically when you're really happy. You might feel light, energized, like you're walking on air. A spiritual awakening is a huge shift in how you see and experience the world. It's no surprise that such a big change would have effects on your body too. In fact, many spiritual traditions have long recognized this connection. They often talk about energy centers in the body or describe spiritual experiences in very physical terms. So when you're going through a spiritual awakening, your body often responds. It's like your whole system is reorganizing itself to handle this new way of being. That's why paying attention to these body changes can be so helpful. They're like signposts telling you, hey, something big is happening here. Now, it's important to note that not everyone will experience all of these signs, and some people might have different experiences altogether. Also, if you're having persistent or severe physical symptoms, it's always a good idea to check with a doctor to rule out any medical issues. But if you're generally healthy and start noticing some of these changes, it could be a sign that you're embarking on a spiritual journey. In the next sections, we'll explore 5 specific body changes that often signal a spiritual awakening. We'll look at what these changes feel like, why they happen, and what they might mean for your spiritual journey. Remember, the goal isn't to diagnose yourself or force an awakening to happen. It's simply to become more aware of what your body might be telling you. By learning to listen to these subtle signals from your body, you're taking the first step on an incredible journey. You're opening yourself up to a whole new way of experiencing the world and understanding yourself. It might feel a bit scary or overwhelming at first, but trust me, it's worth it. The growth, insights, and sense of connection you can gain through this process are truly life-changing. So, are you ready to discover what your body might be trying to tell you? Let's dive in and explore the first sign of spiritual awakening that might be showing up in your body right now. Unexpected energy surges. Have you ever felt a sudden rush of energy coursing through your body, seemingly out of nowhere? Maybe you were just sitting quietly, and then, whoosh, you felt like you could run a marathon. This unexpected surge of energy is often one of the first physical signs of a spiritual awakening. Now, this isn't the same kind of energy you get from drinking a cup of coffee or after a good night's sleep. This energy feels different. It's like a vibration or a tingling sensation that starts in one part of your body and then spreads. Some people describe it as feeling charged up or like there's electricity flowing under their skin. These energy surges can happen at any time of the day or night. You might be at work, watching TV, or even sleeping when suddenly, zap, there it is. It can be exciting, but also a bit unsettling, especially if you don't know what's causing it. So why does this happen during a spiritual awakening? Well, many spiritual traditions talk about energy in the body. They call it things like chi, prana, or life force. The idea is that as you start to awaken spiritually, this energy in your body starts to flow more freely. It's like your spiritual awakening is clearing out blockages in your energy system. Think of it like a garden hose. If the hose is all kinked up, the water only comes out in a trickle. But when you straighten out the hose, suddenly there's a strong flow of water. These energy surges are like that. Your spiritual awakening is straightening out the hose, and suddenly you're feeling this rush of energy that was always there, but couldn't flow freely before. If you're experiencing these energy surges, try not to fight them or get scared. Instead, see them as a positive sign that something is shifting inside you. You might even want to journal about when they happen and how they feel. This can help you start to understand your unique awakening process. The next body change you might notice is a shift in how you sleep. Sleep is a big deal when it comes to spiritual awakening. You might find that your usual sleep patterns are all over the place. Some people find they need much less sleep than before. They might wake up after just a few hours, feeling completely refreshed and full of energy. It can feel like your body has found a new, more efficient way of recharging itself. On the flip side, you might find yourself needing more sleep than usual. You could feel tired all the time, wanting to nap during the day or sleep in late. This doesn't mean anything's wrong. Your body and mind are going through big changes, and sometimes that takes a lot of energy. Another common sleep change is waking up at odd hours, especially in the early morning. Many people report waking up between 3 and 5 a.m., feeling wide awake. In some spiritual traditions, this time is called the spiritual hour, or the hour of the soul. They believe it's a special time when it's easier to connect with your deeper self or the spiritual realm. You might also notice your dreams changing. They might become more vivid, more meaningful, or easier to remember. Some people start having lucid dreams, where they're aware they're dreaming and can control what happens in the dream. All these sleep changes can be a bit frustrating, especially if you're used to a regular sleep schedule. But try to see them as part of your awakening process. Your body and mind are adjusting to a new way of being, and that can affect your sleep. If you're experiencing these sleep changes, here are a few things that might help. Try to go with the flow. If you wake up early feeling energized, use that time for meditation or quiet reflection instead of fighting to go back to sleep. Create a relaxing bedtime routine to help signal to your body that it's time to rest. Keep a dream journal. Writing down your dreams can help you spot patterns and understand the messages your subconscious might be sending you. If you're feeling extra tired, allow yourself to rest when you need to. Your body knows what it needs. Remember, these sleep changes are usually temporary. As you progress in your spiritual awakening, your sleep patterns will likely settle into a new normal that works for you. The third body change you might notice during a spiritual awakening is that your senses seem to become supercharged. It's like someone turned up the volume on the world around you. You might start to notice smells you never picked up on before. Colors might seem brighter or more vivid. You could become more sensitive to sounds, picking up on subtle noises that you used to miss. Food might taste different, with flavors becoming more intense. This heightened sensory awareness isn't just about your 5 basic senses. You might also notice that you're more sensitive to other people's emotions or to the general vibe of a place. You could walk into a room and immediately sense if there's tension or joy in the air, even if nobody's saying anything. Some people also report experiencing synesthesia during their spiritual awakening. Synesthesia is when one sensory or cognitive pathway leads to automatic involuntary experiences in another sensory or cognitive pathway. For example, you might see colors when you hear music or taste words when you read them. So why does this sensory amplification happen during a spiritual awakening? Well, part of awakening is becoming more present and aware in your daily life. Instead of being lost in thoughts about the past or future, You start to pay more attention to what's happening right now. This increased presence naturally leads to noticing more about your environment. Also, as you start to shed old beliefs and ways of thinking, you literally start to see the world in a new way. It's like you're experiencing everything fresh with the wonder of a child. This heightened sensory awareness can be beautiful and exciting, but it can also be overwhelming at times. You might find yourself easily overstimulated in busy or noisy environments. You may need to take more time to yourself to process all the extra input you're receiving. If you're experiencing this sensory heightening, here are a few tips. Spend time in nature. Natural environments are often less overwhelming than man-made ones and can help you adjust to your new sensory sensitivity. Practice grounding techniques. These can help you feel more centered when you're feeling overwhelmed by sensory input. Create a calm, soothing environment at home. This can be a sanctuary where you can retreat when things feel too intense. Use your heightened senses as a tool for mindfulness. Really savor the taste of your food, the feel of the breeze on your skin, or the colors of a sunset. Remember, this increased sensory awareness is a gift. It's allowing you to experience the world in a richer, more vibrant way. As you continue on your spiritual journey, you'll likely learn to balance this heightened awareness with the ability to filter out unnecessary stimuli when you need to. These body changes, energy surges, altered sleep patterns, and heightened sensory experiences are just the beginning of what you might experience during a spiritual awakening. They're your body's way of letting you know that something profound is happening. By paying attention to these signs, you can start to consciously participate in your awakening process, guiding it in a way that feels right for you. As you continue on your spiritual awakening journey, you might find yourself on what feels like an emotional roller coaster. One moment you're feeling blissful and connected to everything, and the next you're plunging into sadness or anxiety. This emotional upheaval is a normal and important part of the awakening process. During this time, you might experience intense mood swings. You could feel ecstatically happy one minute and deeply sad the next, often without any obvious external cause. Heightened emotions. Your feelings might seem more intense than usual. A beautiful sunset might move you to tears, or a minor frustration might trigger unexpected anger. Resurfacing of old emotions. Feelings you thought you dealt with long ago might suddenly pop up again, demanding attention. New emotional depths. You might discover emotions you've never felt before, or experience familiar emotions in new, more profound ways. Increased empathy. You could find yourself feeling other people's emotions as if they were your own. This emotional roller coaster happens because spiritual awakening often involves clearing out old emotional baggage. It's like you're cleaning out the attic of your mind, and in the process, you're coming across all sorts of forgotten items, some pleasant, some not so much. Additionally, as you become more aware and present, you start to feel your emotions more fully instead of pushing them away or numbing them. This can make your emotional experiences seem more intense. If you're riding this emotional roller coaster, remember that it's temporary. As you process these emotions and integrate your new awareness, things will stabilize. In the meantime, practice self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate these intense feelings. find healthy ways to express your emotions, like journaling, art, or talking with a trusted friend. Remember that emotions are just energy moving through you. Try to observe them without getting too caught up in them. Consider seeking support from a therapist or spiritual counselor who understands the awakening process. Physical sensations and symptoms. Along with the energy surges and sensory changes we talked about earlier, you might experience a range of other physical sensations and symptoms during your spiritual awakening. These can include tingling or buzzing sensations. You might feel a gentle tingling or buzzing, especially in your hands, feet, or the top of your head. Temperature changes. You could experience sudden hot or cold flashes, or feel warmth in specific parts of your body, like your chest or palms. Pressure or heaviness. Some people report feeling pressure in their head or a sensation of heaviness in their body. Muscle aches or twitches. You might experience unexplained muscle tension, aches, or even spontaneous twitches. Digestive changes. Your appetite might fluctuate, or you could experience changes in your digestion. Feeling lightheaded or dizzy. You might occasionally feel dizzy or slightly off balance, especially during moments of intense energy flow. These physical sensations are often related to the movement and rebalancing of energy in your body. In many spiritual traditions, it's believed that we have energy centers or chakras in our body. As you awaken spiritually, these energy centers might be activating or clearing, which can cause various physical sensations. It's important to note that while these symptoms are common during spiritual awakening, they shouldn't be severe or debilitating. If you're experiencing intense or concerning physical symptoms, it's always wise to check with a healthcare professional to rule out any medical issues. To help manage these physical sensations, practice gentle exercises like yoga or Tai Chi, which can help balance your energy. Stay hydrated and eat a balanced diet to support your body through these changes. Get plenty of rest and listen to your body's needs. Try energy balancing techniques like meditation or acupuncture. Changes in perception and awareness. As your spiritual awakening progresses, you might notice significant changes in how you perceive the world and yourself. This shift in awareness is really at the heart of what spiritual awakening is all about. You might experience a sense of oneness. You could start to feel more connected to everything around you, other people, nature, even the universe as a whole. Increased intuition. You might find that you just know things without knowing how you know them. Synchronicities. You may start noticing meaningful coincidences or patterns in your life. Altered sense of time. Time might seem to slow down or speed up, or you might feel less bound by the concept of time altogether. Expanded consciousness. You could have moments where you feel your consciousness expand beyond your physical body. Questioning reality. You might start to see the world around you as less solid and fixed than you once thought. Heightened self-awareness. You may become more aware of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, seeing them with new clarity. These changes in perception can be both exciting and disorienting. You're essentially seeing the world through new eyes, and that can take some getting used to. To help navigate these perceptual changes, practice mindfulness to help you stay grounded in the present moment. Keep a journal to track your experiences and insights. Spend time in nature, which can help you feel connected and centered. Seek out others who are on a similar journey. Sharing experiences can be very validating and supportive. Remember that everyone's awakening journey is unique. Trust your own experiences and insights. Embarking on a spiritual awakening journey is a profound and transformative experience. As we've explored, this inner transformation often manifests in very real physical ways, from energy surges and sleep changes to emotional upheavals and shifts in perception. Remember, these body changes are not something to fear or resist. They're signs that you're growing, evolving, and expanding your consciousness. They're your body's way of adjusting to a new way of being in the world. However, it's important to approach this journey with balance and self-care. While embracing these changes, also remember to listen to your body and give it what it needs, whether that's rest, movement, or nourishment. Stay grounded. Engage in activities that help you feel connected to the earth and your physical self. Be patient with yourself. Awakening is a process, not a destination. It unfolds in its own time. Seek support when you need it, whether from friends, family, or professionals who understand the awakening process. Trust your journey. Your awakening is unique to you, and it's unfolding exactly as it should. As you continue on this path, you may find that these body changes come and go, or that new experiences emerge. Stay curious, stay open, and most importantly, be kind to yourself along the way. Your body is not separate from your spiritual journey. It's an integral part of it. By paying attention to these physical signs, you're tuning into the wisdom of your body and allowing it to guide you on your path of awakening. Remember, a spiritual awakening is not about becoming someone new. It's about uncovering who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning and limiting beliefs. These body changes are simply part of that uncovering process. So the next time you feel an unexplained energy surge or find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m. or suddenly notice the vibrant colors of a flower as if seeing them for the first time, pause, take a deep breath, and remember, this could be your body telling you that you're awakening to a whole new way of being in the world. Embrace it, explore it, and see where this incredible journey takes you.